Teacups, welcome back to the channel. This is Tawny Yvette, and for this episode, it's going to be a little bit longer because we have some Instagram news to talk about. First up, stepmom sentenced after forcing stepson to live outside in a dog cage in the freezing weather. A mother from North Carolina has been sentenced to 9 to 12 years behind bars after forcing her 9-year-old stepson to reside in a dog cage outside. According to New York Post, the young boy was forced to spend the night outdoors in the freezing weather, and the judge declared the case as one that would haunt him. WFMY reported that 30-year-old Sarah Starr pleaded guilty, as reports added that she abused the unidentified boy as well as starved him. Judge Richard Gottlieb told Starr, "I've never seen or experienced something quite so horrific." The woman also poured water into the 9-year-old boy's face as a form of punishment. The woman was apprehended back in 2022 with her aunt and the boy's father after officials received a report about a minor being locked inside a cage. Officials say the boy was clothed, however, not enough to sustain warmth for the child. Sadly, the boy was rarely fed and given spicy food in an effort to punish him, reports added. The woman pleaded guilty to 3 felony counts of neglect, child abuse, inflicting serious mental and emotional injury, and 2 felony counts of child abuse, and inflicting serious physical injury. A report says, according to the New York Post, the boy as well as other children were taken from the home by social service authorities. Shelley Lucille Barnes, Starr's aunt, pleaded guilty to 2 felony counts of neglect, child abuse, and has sentenced to 7.5 years according to Law and Crime. It is uncertain what the case is regarding the allegations against Jonathan Starr, the boy's father, who has been charged with felony child abuse. The boy is currently living in California with a grandparent, and the other children are living at another location. What are your thoughts about this case? You guys let me know in the comments. We have another story by the Neighborhood Talk. A Florida man is behind bars after shooting his sister in the head after an argument over an electric bill. This is insane, you guys. According to Local 10 News, Roby Severe punched 2 of his sisters and hit them with a gun before fatally shooting one in the head on Wednesday. Roby called the police after his incident, and when they arrived on the scene, they found Miguel Brown, 40, deceased in a bedroom. Rowdy has since been arrested and charged with first-degree murder and aggravated battery. He is currently still behind bars without bond. The police didn't indicate how much the light bill was that they were arguing over, but for me, I agree with the comments. This is stupid, utterly ridiculous, and a life has been lost because this guy couldn't control his temper. And I think that, it's ridiculous. Why would you get in an argument over a utility bill? That doesn't make any sense, to get in an argument over it. Can you not talk like regular people sensibly? Craziness. Well, in this next story, tragic passing of beauty coach. Instagram roller skater influencer passes away at 22. Authorities suspect foul play. We're going to check this out by the Melanin Shade Room. Cobb County Police said in a news release on August 24th that they suspect foul play in this case. Couch was a roller skating Instagram influencer with 147,000 followers on the social media app. The Austell Fire Department were notified about a brush fire shortly after noon on August 23rd, according to the release. Responders found a vehicle on fire but didn't immediately see the body. So Austell police later discovered from Couch's family that she drove the vehicle and hadn't been seen since the previous morning. Okay? The comments are saying he was arrested as a suspect. Somebody was arrested as a suspect. We don't know if it's a boyfriend, a family member, a distant friend. We don't know, but he was arrested as a suspect, this person, and if he's convicted, then that the incident and another case in favor of the statistic. I don't know. You assume I didn't believe it when all I said is to be so conclusive without any information to back your claim. So the comments are going wild, and I just don't understand. Now, this is in Austell, Georgia, a city in the Atlanta metro area. Her body was found near a vehicle engulfed in flames right there in Austell, Georgia. She was only 22 years old. Do keep her family and close loved ones in your prayers. The police are still investigating, so we don't really know, what's going to happen with this, but I will try to keep you guys informed on this. Next up, a 21-year-old pregnant lady was shot by police in Ohio, in an Ohio Kroger parking lot after employees claimed that she was stealing alcohol. First of all, I don't believe this, because if she's pregnant, she knows she's not stealing. She already had 2 children, so she knew that she wasn't stealing alcohol, is what I meant to say. So she was allegedly stealing alcohol. So the neighbors of a 21-year-old woman who was unalived by police on Ohio after a Kroger employee reported that a woman was shoplifting alcohol from the store. And according to multiple reports, Takia Young was shot in a Kroger store parking lot on Sunbury Road at about 6 p.m. on Thursday. Police were already in the parking lot of the store at the time, helping someone who was locked out of their car. After Kroger employees reported the alleged theft to the nearby officers, the officers went to confront Takia. Takia, who was parked in a handicap parking spot with no license plate, did not respond to the officer's request for her to exit the vehicle. It was reported that she accelerated forward, and an officer who was in direct path of the vehicle shot through the windshield. Officers then broke the windshield to administer aid. She was taken to a nearby hospital where she and her unborn baby passed away. She is survived by her 6-year-old and her 3-year-old children. The body cam footage has not been released yet, but both officers involved are currently on administrative leave while officials are investigating if policy was followed. What do you guys think? I don't know. I have mixed emotions. If the story is true and she accelerated, on the gas pedal or whatever, she wouldn't get out of the car, it was probably because, her being only 21 and she's pregnant, she was probably scared to death, and rightfully so, with all of the things over the past few years that have been happening. And, Black Lives Matter believes that Black women are being targeted, right? Who wouldn't be afraid? Who wouldn't be scared? So I really feel for her family, especially her children, because now, after all of this, her children are going to grow up without a mother, and they're going to know that this is the horrible situation that took their mother's life. So please pray for her children and her family. This is beyond. All right, we're going to check more news. Fort Lauderdale man accused of scamming Uber Eats for over $1 million, reports say. This is coming from It's On Site on Instagram. So 2 men from Fort Lauderdale, Florida, are facing charges after allegedly scamming Uber Eats out of more than $1 million per insider. According to the Broward County Sheriff's Office, the suspects devised a scheme in which they created fake accounts on the Uber Eats app, posing as both customers and carriers. By placing grocery orders and using Uber Eats with prepaid cards, they were able to purchase gift cards at various Walgreens locations across the region. So the suspects, Trayon Morgan, which is 21, and Roy Blackwood, which is 38, were recently arrested and now face charges of organized scheme to defraud and grand theft. Uber has expressed gratitude for the efforts of law enforcement in the case. Uber continues to invest in robust anti-fraud systems and technology which allow our global investigations team to proactively alert law enforcement about this case. An Uber spokesman told Insider, "We are committed to combating fraudulent activity on the Uber platform and working to ensure bad actors are held accountable." Bad actors. This was way more serious than bad acting. And if it's true that they got over $1 million, what the heck? Like, you really, if you're smart enough to do this, then definitely you're smart enough to go and get a job, an actual job that pays a paycheck, instead of trying to scam Uber Eats or any company for that matter out of $1 million. And of course, you're going to split it, two different ways, right? 50-50, I guess. And, this is stupid. I don't understand. And you really thought you were going to get away with it because you thought Uber Eats didn't track anything? That's crazy. If you think companies nowadays don't have a good tracking system, you have lost your mind. The Neighborhood Talk says prayers up several people unalived after masked shooter barricades themselves inside a Jacksonville Dollar General. The shooter was seen putting on ballistic vest, really, before entering the store? You've got to be kidding me. The shooter is believed to be deceased as well. It's unclear if the shooter was shot by police or if he unalived himself. Jacksonville Mayor Donna Deegan confirmed there are a number of fatalities. This story is ongoing, so the Neighborhood Talk is going to keep us posted. So I do have this story saved so I can check up on the story to get the full spectrum of this. This is ridiculous. Were you trying to steal something? Did you just go in there on a rampage because you were mad about something? You had a bad day. You woke up on the wrong side of the bed. Nevertheless, once they find out if the shooter is still alive, you're never getting out of prison. But if he is unalive, as suspected, did you go in to shoot and maim and unalive total strangers and then yourself? And if so, what was the reason for all of this? Like, if you don't want to be alive anymore, that's your business. But why would you take innocent lives? It doesn't make sense, right? It's On Site also gives us this story. 5 Mexican students unalived on camera by cartel after being lured to meet for a fake job. This is absolutely insane. You guys, sadly, 5 Mexican students were brutally murdered on camera by a cartel after being lured to meet the gang under the pretense of a fake job offer. The victims, whose names are Roberto, Diego, Uriel, Dante, and Jamie, were enticed into a trap set by the drug lord, hoping to recruit them as hitmen. However, when the students refused to engage in such criminal activities, their lives were shed. They were mercilessly taken away, and this shocking incident has once again shed light on the dark and dangerous underbelly of Mexico's drug war. The details surrounding this heinous crime are pretty disturbing. Part of the incident was captured on camera, serving as a haunting record of the victim's last moments. The video, which has been circulating on social media platforms, has sent shockwaves among social users as the victims were placed on their knees with duct tape on their mouths. It serves as a reminder of the brutality and ruthlessness that exist within the world of drug cartels. According to the Daily Mail, the men were forced to get physical by hitting and stabbing one another before being told to decapitate one of their fellow students. Authorities would also go on to find an unalived body inside a vehicle that had been set on fire a few hours prior, showing the severity and twisted murder of these innocent men. This is ridiculous. I don't even know what to say at this particular point. That's insane. It's On Site again has a story that says a man who exposed his ex-girlfriend with revenge porn online in order to pay her $1.2 billion. I'm not even going to read this story. I'm just glad that this guy has to pay. I think it's stupid And of course, you guys already know about Donald Trump being indicted on RICO charges in Fulton County. He turned himself in. He has a mugshot. Enough said. This is like really, really insane. There were so many stories. This one right here really got to me. The Melanin Shade Room reports that a woman suffers a stillbirth after being ordered to keep working during labor. Let me know how you guys feel about this, right? So, Salia, I think her name is Salia, was working at a Texas prison as a prison guard when she began suffering intense pain while 7 months pregnant, but has said that she was accused of lying and stopped from going to the hospital for more than 2 hours. She said that she was also told she had to wait until a replacement arrived before she could leave her post. She was told by medics that if she had managed to get to the hospital sooner on that day, November 15th, 2021, that her baby would have been saved. Celia and her husband, Fiston, filed the lawsuit against the Texas Department of Criminal Justice in 2022. So they're seeking monetary damages to cover the medical bills, pain and suffering, and other things, including funeral expenses for their child. Black Lives Matter. You guys, now here you have a lady that was pregnant. She's, working her job. At some point, she's going to go into labor. It is not your responsibility to say whether this woman is in labor or not, or even that you think she's lying. That's not your job. And wouldn't it be smarter for employers and managers, general managers, whomever is in charge at that time to, take care of their employees? Because why wouldn't you? These people are on payroll. She was on the clock. She's working. Why would you not take care of this young lady? I know the comments are going wild. I'm not even going to read some of these comments because I already know. The Jasmine brand gives us a story about Evelyn Braxton opening up about grieving the passing of her daughter Tracy. Tracy, she passed away some while ago due to cancer. Tracy was one of the Braxton sisters, and before her passing, she started releasing her own music, and everybody, including myself, was so proud of her. She kind of was self-conscious, a little shy, but she was full of life and, so very funny. And she had a loving husband, a loving child, and, we just, missing the Braxton family values with, Tracy and her shenanigans. I don't know if the show is going to be aired again, but I do know that this is a really hard loss for the Braxton family. And even though it happened a while ago, please continue to pray for the Braxtons, because we know that, this is hard. Listen, this story right here might be the cap on everything, because I had never heard of this in my life. It's on site. Says that a mother discovers a woman's body wrapped in plastic underneath her son's bed, actually in his room under the bed. In California police have initiated a homicide investigation following a disturbing incident where a mother discovered a woman's body wrapped in plastic in her son's room, New York Post reported. The incident occurred in the South Los Angeles area just after 1 a.m. on Sunday. The unidentified mother stumbled upon the gruesome scene while investigating a distinct gassy smell. The LAPD responded to the mother's call and found a 20-year-old woman deceased, wrapped in plastic. It is uncertain how long the female had been deceased in that room. The victim's identity, cause of death remains to be unknown at this time, but authorities are currently searching for the woman's son, a 26-year-old man. As of now, no arrests have been made. And this last story, we're not even going to talk about it. I know you guys know who Taryn Manning is. This story that she had on Instagram is just truly gross, but you can see the caption. All I can say is close your legs to married men. All right, guys, we have went through the majority of the important stories on Instagram. We're going to try to do this once a week, so thank you guys for hanging out with me and listening to these stories. Got to give a big shout out to Steve and Marjorie Harvey. Hey, the rumors were not true. The rumors were fake. And even though Steve doesn't owe anybody an explanation, a lot of my friends said I wouldn't have said anything because it's nobody's business. But of course, I mean, Steve is a living legend, right? He's one of the kings of comedy. He hosted the Kings of Comedy. You know, I told my mom today, I said, the man has like 45 jobs, okay? He's got so many jobs. And I know that he wanted this to be, resolved. He didn't want to speak on it, but he did. And, we're just glad that he and Marjorie are fine. They're doing well. The rumors were not true. Marjorie was not unfaithful to her husband, and everything is great. So once again, rest in peace to our beloved Bob Barker. I used to love watching Bob Barker when I was growing up, watching The Price is Right. He was 99 years of age. And so, yeah, a lot of our celebrities like Bob and Cicely Tyson and Miss White, they lived to be almost 100 years old. And that's a testament in itself. And so keep all of the families in your prayers, guys. This has been 20 Yvette. Coming to you from the 20 Yvette channel here on YouTube and other social media outlets. Do follow me on TikTok and Instagram, and you can find my Facebook page on Facebook under the same name, 20 Yvette. So I bid you all a good night, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, whatever time it is where you are. I love you guys so much, and thank you for always supporting me. I can't thank you guys enough. You guys are awesome. I love you so much, and I will speak to you in another video. Bye for now.